Habakkuk, chapter 1. The burden which Habakkuk the prophet saw. O Lord, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? I even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. Why dost thou show me iniquity, and why dost thou behold wrong? For robbing and violence are before me, and there are those who raise up strife and contention. Therefore the law is made numb, and judgment never goes forth. For the wicked hems the righteous in, therefore perverted judgment comes from them. Look among the heathen, and behold, and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days which you will not believe, not even if it is declared unto you. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land, to possess the homes that are not theirs. They are terrible and fearful. Their judgment and their glory shall come forth from themselves. Their horses also are swifter than the leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolves. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from afar. They shall fly like the eagle who hurries to eat. They shall all come for violence. Their faces are set eagerly like the east wind, and they gather captives like the sand. And they shall scoff at the kings, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them. They shall laugh at every stronghold, for they shall heap dust upon it, and take it. Then his mind shall change, and he shall pass over and sin, crediting his power in this to his God. Art thou not from everlasting, O Lord, my God, my Holy One? We shall not die. O Lord, thou hast ordained them for judgment. And, O mighty God, thou hast established them for correction. Thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil, and canst not look upon iniquity. Why dost thou look upon those who deal deceitfully, and hold thy tongue when the wicked devours him who is more righteous than he? For thou dost make men like the fish of the sea, like the creeping things who have no ruler over them. They take up all of them with a hook, they catch them in their net, and gather them in their seine. Therefore they rejoice and are glad. Therefore they sacrifice unto their net, and burn incense unto their seine, because by them their portion is fat, and their food is rich. Shall they therefore empty their net, and not stop slaying the nations without end? Habakkuk, chapter 2. I will stand upon my watch, and set myself upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say to me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision, and make it plain upon the tablets, that he who reads it may run. For the vision is still for a set time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it lingers, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not be long. Behold, the soul of him who lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Moreover, because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud person, neither stays at home, who multiplies his desires as hell, and is like death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathers all nations unto himself, and heaps unto himself all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a mocking poem against him, and say, Woe unto him who increases what is not his? How long? That he should load himself with thick clay. Shall not those who shall bite you rise up suddenly, and those awake who shall trouble you? And you shall be for a prize to them? Because you have stripped many nations, all the rest of the people shall strip you. Because of men's blood, and because of the violence of the land, of the city, and of all who dwell in it. Woe unto him who gains an evil for his house, so that he may set his nest upon high, so that he may be delivered from the power of evil. You have planned shame in your house, and have sinned against your soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe unto him who builds a town with blood, and establishes a city by iniquity. Behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity? For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. Woe unto him who gives his neighbor drink, pouring out your bottle, and also making him drunk, that you may look upon their nakedness. You are filled with shame instead of glory. Drink also, and let your foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned to you, and shameful vomiting shall be upon your glory. For the violence of Lebanon shall cover you, and the spoil of beasts which make them afraid because of men's blood, and because of the violence of the land, of the city, and of all who dwell in it. What does the graven image profit its maker, that he has carved it? The molten image, and the teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusts in it, to make dumb idols. Woe to him who says to the wood, Awake! To the dumb stone, Arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is overlaid with gold and silver, and there's no breath at all in the midst of it. But the Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. Chapter 3. Habakkuk, chapter 3. A prayer of Habakkuk the prophet upon Shigionoth. O Lord, I have heard thy speech. I have been afraid. O Lord, give new life to thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years make known, in wrath remember mercy. God came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran, Selah. His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. And his brightness was as the light he had raised coming out of his hand, and there was the hiding of his power. The plague went before him, and burning coals went forth at his feet. He stood and measured the earth. He looked and made the nations tremble. And the everlasting mountains were scattered. The eternal hills bowed down. His ways are everlasting. I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction, and the curtains of the land of Midian trembled. Was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Was thy anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea, that thou didst ride upon thy horses and thy chariots of salvation? Thy bow was made quite naked, according to the oath of the tribes, even thy word, Selah. Thou didst cut through the earth with rivers, and the mountains saw thee, and they trembled. The overflowing of the water passed by. The deep uttered its voice, and lifted up its hand upon high. The sun and moon stood still in their heavens. At the light of thy arrows they sped, and at the shining of thy gleaming spear. Thou didst march through the land in fury. Thou didst thresh the nations in anger. Thou didst go forth for the salvation of thy people, for salvation with thy anointed. Thou didst wound the head out of the house of the wicked, by making them naked unto the neck. Thou didst strike the heads of his villages through with his staves. They came out like a whirlwind to scatter me. Their rejoicing was to devour the poor secretly. Thou didst walk through the sea with thy horses, the foaming of mighty waters. When I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice. And rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he comes up to the people, he will invade them with his troops. Although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall fruit be in the vines, the labor of the olive shall fail, and the field shall yield no food. The flock shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls. Yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will joy in the God of my salvation. The Lord God is my strength, and he will make my feet like hinds' feet, and he will make me to walk upon my high places. To the chief singer on my stringed instruments.